And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at an expansion for a game that I like quite a bit here, Downforce, the game of high-stakes speed. This is a great family-weight racing game where you're racing a car around a track, but also betting on which car will finish first, and it might not be your own. Today we're taking a look at an expansion for it called Wild Ride Expansion. This has 2 new tracks, it says, featuring ramps and obstacles. That's right, ramps. Downforce was always, initially it was racing around a track like normal races. Then we have an expansion where the tracks crisscross. Now we have an expansion where animals are running across the track and where you can jump on ramps, which is all insane and all video game stuff, and I don't care because it sounds fun. But is it? So the first side of the board, Aloha Sands, has ramps on it, and you'll have these little ramps that you put on these spots. Technically, you don't need the ramp itself because a car can never end its turn on a ramp. But you'll notice that each of these ramps has a number on them. And so the way ramps work is you are allowed to jump a ramp to its landing spot. And each ramp has a spot where it's going to land. However, a couple things must be in play. First of all, a car must be going the speed or greater of the card you play. So for example, if I play this card, which is a 6 orange and a 4 green, the 4 green could jump. If it was here, it would go 1, 2, 3, 4. And the orange one behind it might go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Of course, they would go in the other order. But anyway, you see that both of those can make that jump. The green card could not make this jump because this jump is a 6. So it would just have to go around it like normal. While the orange card could. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, if someone's sitting in the spot where you're going to land, you can't jump. And if you can't end your turn on a jump, and you need to move at least one space, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I would not be able to do that. I would have to bypass the jump. And that's it. You also notice that there's a lot of skinny spots on this track, a place where there's only spots for one car. It's a very tight track. You can use the jumps, but you have to be going a decent speed to go over them. At the beginning of the race, you're going to place 3 animals on a savanna stretch side of the board. You have over here the antelope, the elephant, and the python. And what they do is they block cars from going into those spaces. You can go around them, and as soon as you pass, it shows a little dotted line here, as soon as the first car passes them, they move to the next spot. So if this red one passes the elephant, it moves to the next spot. And you'll see, as they move, they're going to be blocking various spots on the board. And when someone passes it the final time, then it just goes off the board and back to wildlife. Of course, you would never want to hit one, and then they will take up spaces, but when they're gone, then that becomes a space that you can go in and drive around. And that's pretty much it. It's just this winding track here. Not as thin as the other side, although there's a split here. But it's these animals that will block you, and they will especially get in the way of the leaders of the race. This track definitely has a kind of thing where the people in the back of the pack have a chance to catch up because the leaders in the front will likely have more animals in their path. The gun comes with 1 sheet of counters here, and you have to fold and put together the little ramps. Everything looks really good. I especially like this board here with the paths of the animals on it. I don't know, I just think that has a really good look to it. And everything will fit in your base game box, even if you have the other expansion, although you'll have to take out the insert to get them all in. Now, I like the original tracks in Downforce, and I'll certainly play those. And I like the first expansion, and I'll certainly play that. But this is easily my favorite expansion thus far. And surprisingly, the side of the board I liked better was the safari side, the animal side, because it just seemed to work better as a game. Don't get me wrong, the ramps are fun. And they're just there. It's just silly to jump the cars over them. There's just something about jumping a ramp, or even better yet, forcing an opponent's car to not take the ramp. I like that a lot. But the animals are just a great mechanism because they move, they block the paths, and you'll notice there's a bit of clogging at the beginning of the race. And again, like I said when I was talking about the track, it gives those people behind a chance to catch up, which makes the race a little bit closer and a little bit more exciting to me. I like both sides though. It's not like I won't play the ramp side. I think it's fun. And like I said, you don't need those ramp pieces, but just having the 3D representation there on the board makes the whole thing look pretty cool. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a 3D representation of the other animals and glue them to those tiles so that you can see an elephant walking across the board, etc. I just thought that would be fun. But yeah, if you like the game at all, you need to get this expansion. It's fantastic. I think I would get this over the first expansion, and because the first expansion has more stuff, don't get me wrong, but these are just, they're entertaining and they feel really different than the original tracks, and they both feel really different from each other. I think it's a good value, 2 solid fun tracks, and that's what I have to say. Tom and Vasel, Dice Tower, we'll see you next time. Dice Tower Judgment, excellent!